So, the BxR-55 Battler has been a really interesting weapon this season with some of the changes to the sandbox. Whether you take this solar pulse rifle for a spin in PvE or PvP, you will quickly notice the power of this weapon. For today, we will talk about the absolute lethality of this pulse rifle in PvP. First, the god roll you want, the explanation of its stats, comparisons to other top choice pulse rifles in the game, and lastly, how to get this weapon. So, right off the bat, let's showcase the god roll you will be searching for. There's a few perks in Destiny you will absolutely go crazy over when you see it on your weapon, and one of them is Kill Clip. This perk will make criticals go from 27 to 36 on Guardians, making for an insane 2-burst kill if you land clean shots on the head. Next up, you can go for either Perpetual Motion, which grants increased stability, handling, and reload depending on the amount of stacks the player has, 5 stability, 5 handling, and 5 reload speed on 1 stack, and 15 stability, 15 handling, and 15 reload speed on 2 stacks. This is a more consistent perk that only requires you to be moving when compared to my personal choice of Killing Wind, which requires a kill to trigger its benefits. Those benefits are more drastic, with the perk granting 20 range, which is useless, explanation on this later, 50 mobility, 40 handling, and a 5% increase to the damage fall off distance also does not benefit you in this case. We'll explain. Now, the 50 mobility and 40 handling are so good for my playstyle that I love Killing Wind, but Perpetual Motion is the more consistent perk since you are technically always moving in Destiny. Next up is Accurized Rounds, that is a plus 10 range, which is key to maximizing the base range stat. Lastly, for barrels, small bore for a plus 7 range and a plus 7 stability. Now, since we got that god roll out the way, let's jump into the stats. Here you are seeing from LightGG with the current perks applied, this pulse rifle is one of the best well-rounded pulse rifles in all of the game. Now, one of the biggest standouts is the ADS damage fall-off range, which at the moment is 41 meters with all perks applied. This is absolutely the most important factor to this weapon, along with a few other stats. In the meatiest TWAB Bungie has ever dropped, they confirmed and got specific with this weapon frame. So as you look here on screen, the max damage range fall off before your damage is decreased is 40 meters no matter the stat. Lightweight frames also got a slight buff. Technically, it's a legacy PR-55 frame, which is a lightweight frame stat wise, but also gets the dramatic increase accuracy, stability, and targeting from the hip, which is very unique for this weapon, and in a way puts this pulse rifle in a league of its own with its flexibility options. On base, it has a 1.84 second reload time, which is absolutely insane compared to other weapons. Aim assist is at the base of 85. With a targeting adjuster, you can get it to a 90 total stat. The complete collective potential of these stats make it, in my personal opinion, the best rounded pulse rifle for PvP, as well as the most forgiving weapon in the sandbox. You honestly can't find many flaws in this weapon this season. Now, we should show you that when we compare this weapon to other top choices this season, there is honestly not a better well-rounded pulse out there. While it loses out on RPM to both rapid fire frame, peace of mind, and hard release, it dominates in handling and reload speed, and the only factor it's down isn't by much. Then let's compare this to the Messenger, not the Adept version to be specific, and it clearly beats it in almost everything. The impact is up plus 10 with the RPM difference at a solid 1/10 total. It's not that big of a deal. Now, you may be seeing the range difference at plus 16 with the advantage towards the Messenger. With what we talked about before, none of that matters because both of these weapons reach the cap range of 40 meters for pulse rifles. The only way where the Messenger clearly outshines a Battler is when it has Desperado, which is a perk that increases the rate of fire of this weapon, and when it turns on, it turns this high impact frame into a rapid fire frame without any reduction to its damage. It's better than the Battler with kill clip active, but both perks require a kill to activate it, and I still feel that the advantage goes to the Battler. Now, I have explained to you why you want this weapon for PvP, so how do you get this weapon? Luckily enough, in my opinion, this is one of the easiest weapons to farm in the game. You either go to Xur's Horde and use a treasure key on the chest next to him, or you get it as a potential reward at the end of a Dares run. It is that simple, and all this is free, and you do not need the 30th anniversary pack to get this weapon. So I hope I explained to you why you need to use the BxR Battler in PvP. It is honestly a cheat code, especially with a combination with Solar 3.0, which I will get into in another video. Spoiler alert, if you're not using Solar 3.0, there is a good chance you are playing PvP at a disadvantage. So if you guys are new here and want to check out that video when it drops, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified for when that video drops. Give this video a like if you found it informative or enjoyed the content. It greatly helps out the video. If you guys have any comments regarding this weapon, drop a comment down below and we can have a conversation about it. But until next time, guys, that's all I got for this one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.